And we're live.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to episode number 2
of Filthy Casuals, hosted by the amazing and stunning Red J and Cord Gamer.
Of course, always here. All right, so announcements for this week.
These are going to be fun.
Announcements, yes. So for those of you who are watching, and you might have watched last week, we didn't treat chat very nicely.
No, we did not.
And,
Specifically me.
Yes,
that was mean.
Very mean and cruel and unusual.
Yeah,
and
of course.
We want to apologize for that, and we're going to be changing it to where we do want to interact with chat.
Yes,
Definitely
we
do. Doesn't mean we're not going to put an emphasis on it. If you say something that we like or whatever we want to talk about, we'll bring it up in a way to where people who are watching this recording can enjoy the chat as well.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we are going to have, before we do our segment of gaming news, the main part of our podcast, we're going to kind of follow a similar model of what we did last week, to where we're going to answer something kind of personal and then something that's more opinion based. So if you have any ideas for those questions, please let us know in the chat or DM me or Red J, and we'll definitely take them into consideration.
Of course, indeed. And the last announcement is that we are actually moving this show to twitch.tv/filthycasualshow starting next week.
Yes, so we will.
The YouTube channel will be the same. The SoundCloud will be the same. Everything's going to be the same. It's just we're moving to a different Twitch channel because we want to keep things clean and separate.
Yep. Nice and orderly, clean cut. So, for our personal question this week, Red J,
what's up?
What's your favorite food and why?
My favorite food is probably just a mac and cheese. Nothing too complex, you know. You got the pasta, you got the cheese sauce, you know. It doesn't need to be too special. I keep it simple. Yeah. And yet it's delicious.
Yeah, mac and cheese is amazing.
It's a good like staple food, and it's a good food to make whenever you don't know what to make. And you're just like, man, I don't know what I want. And then you're just like, why not mac and cheese? It's easy to make. It's cheap to make too. And it's not bad.
Okay, so I was out one night with a friend. We were just driving around, and like some bad stuff happened, and we were really hungry, and we couldn't stop off at like the Taco Bell because we had to get home. And so she was like, you know what I want right now? Some mac and cheese.
Oh, I think I remember this story.
Yes. And
Tell it to stream.
Yes,
please,
of course.
It's so good.
Yes, and so I'm like, okay, you know what? Tomorrow we'll go get mac and cheese. And so we're chilling at the house. I'm chilling at my house the next evening, and like we were both minors at the time, and so we were like, okay, we have to talk to my parents before we just like drive to the local grocery store. And so I was like, I'm not gonna do it. And so she went up and just straight up asked my parents, who are a little strict and whatever, can we get mac and cheese? And this is like 9:00 at night, and they're like, sure, why not? And so we get 4 boxes of mac and cheese. 4 boxes of original Kraft mac and cheese. And our thinking was, we'll eat 2 boxes tonight and 2 boxes the next night. Well, there's just one problem. After we get home from the store, we cook 2 boxes and then cook 2 more. Beautiful. And so we were out of mac and cheese, and we needed more mac and cheese for the next night. This is the night before Thanksgiving. And so I was like, you know what? I have to pick up my girlfriend and bring her back home after Thanksgiving lunch, so I'll just pick up some mac and cheese then. We're like, great. So Thanksgiving happens, food is eaten, girlfriend is picked up, and we're leaving. And I'm like, you know what? Best place to find mac and cheese day before Thanksgiving. It's definitely not Bilo, because Bilo's closed now. It's going to be Walmart. Walmart's the place. So I pull up to Walmart, and it's packed. Like, just absolutely packed. I'm like, what the heck, bro? So I find the farthest parking spot from the front door, and I go, okay, I'm really dedicated to getting this mac and cheese. And I take my cross-country skills, and I legit just run from one side of the parking lot to all the way to the front door. When I get there, I just notice this huge crowd of people, and then it hits me. It's Black Friday, and people are standing in line for the store to open tomorrow for all the Black Friday deals. No mac and cheese is being sold. And I go, crap. So I drive my girlfriend back home. Back to her house. And then on the way back from her house to my house, I go, Walgreens will have mac and cheese. So I pick up some mac and cheese there. And I go home. I leave the mac and cheese by the front door. And I go in, I tell them, look, I tried to go to Walmart. I like legit ran half a mile to try and get mac and cheese, and there was no mac and cheese there, and everyone was really sad. And then I walked out real quick, grabbed the mac and cheese, and then everyone was happy. It was a great night.
So wait, you walked in, said that you had no mac and cheese, and then you walked back and became a hero.
Yep. I wanted everyone to be like, oh, because they were all teasing me all day, like, oh, you're not gonna actually get the mac and cheese, and so I was like, yeah, I couldn't get the mac and cheese. Sorry guys, I tried.
Makes sense.
Yes.
What was the next question?
You didn't ask me.
I didn't ask
you. Skipped me.
Oh,
bro.
I thought you said that mac and cheese was your favorite too after that whole
No.
saga.
No. I was just saying.
Then what is your favorite food? What the heck?
I was just telling a funny story about mac and cheese.
Well, then what's your favorite food?
My favorite food would have to be pizza.
Pizza.
Okay. I know it's like stereotypical fat boy, but you know what? Like, who gives a crap? There's so many different varieties. I could never get bored of pizza, and it's like it's so delicious, but yet so casual at the same time. Like, you can legit eat pizza whenever.
Pretty filthy casual.
Hey.
That was a bad joke. We're gonna move on from that, and I'm gonna ask you the second question, which was, what are your top 2 attack and defense operators in Rainbow Six Siege?
All right, so this is our list question or opinion question. So my favorite top 2 attack operators in Rainbow Six Siege would have to be, in no order, Sledge and Jackal. Sledge and Jackal are definitely my 2 favorite. I love their weaponry for both of them. They both play very unique, and who doesn't love scanning footsies and smashing walls? Like,
yeah, I really like Jackal's gun. His gun is so nice. Like, I'll play Jackal for the gun sometimes, not even the ability.
Do you play his rifle or his submachine gun?
I think it's his rifle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like
whichever one you can have like the extended barrel on. I don't know. I'll do my attackers, and then we'll go to defense.
All right,
my 2 top attackers are Zofia and oh gosh, it's hard. I'm between Hibana and Thermite because they're very similar.
Really?
But I'm gonna go with Hibana just because she looks cooler. Because Thermite has like the big old goggles. He's so goofy.
Hibana is actually one of my least favorite operators in the whole game. I hate her rifle. The recoil on it, I've just never been able to consistently get kills with it. And it's just not my cup of tea.
She was like the operator that I learned on.
Okay.
Yeah, she was like one of the first, probably the first operator that I ever played.
I learned how to play on Sledge with Sledge,
yeah.
and with also my one of my favorite defense operators, or both of my favorite defense operators, Doc and Pulse.
Ooh, oh yeah.
I still play my learning characters to this day. I love them. There's just Pulse is just way too OP. I love his submachine gun. I love his nitro and his heart scanning ability. And then who can go wrong with Thick Boy Doc?
You can't go wrong with
Thick Boy Doc. Can't go wrong with Mr. ACOG.
No, of course not.
Mr. ACOG himself.
I would have to say, I think I'm between 3, but for my top 2 favorite defenders, I'm gonna have to go with Lesion and Ella, because Lesion, I don't know, I just like doing trap operators. They're so much fun for me. I don't know why, because you can roam or you can anchor, and you can just put traps everywhere. And Ella is fun because, like, I don't know, her gadget looks like ice cream. That's the main reason I like Ella.
I'm noticing a trend. Why do you liking characters with ridiculously high recoil in all their weapons?
With ridiculously high recoil? I don't know. Does Lesion have high recoil?
Yeah, his gun goes.
What?
Goes everywhere.
Huh. Well,
not as much as Ella.
Yeah, I was about to say Ella's really bad.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know.
You need to play like Pulse and then play Lesion right after and notice the difference.
I should. We'll do that later.
Sounds good.
Maybe. Well, actually, I don't know. I kind of want to stream Half-Life today because I haven't played it in like 3 or 4 days, and I want to get through it so bad because I miss it. I really want to play it again because I love it. But like the last couple days, it just hasn't been a thing. I just haven't been able to play.
Alrighty, so for our gaming news, some interesting developments with the next gen consoles coming up that are going to be released in December. So for all of you that are worried about price, take a breath, because the U.S. and China signed a tariff agreement that doesn't allow for Trump's proposed 25% tax tariff on electronic goods sent from China to the U.S.
Easy peasy.
In other words, your Xbox and your PS4 won't skyrocket at Christmas.
Yeah.
Like it was going to if Trump's tariff went through. So that's
Which is-
always good news.
Which is really neat. It's not too often that like video games and politics are like kind of in the same boat, but when it does happen, it's really weird to see the result.
It is.
It's always interesting. Like I've never been like, oh, that's just pfft. I've always been like, oh, that's so interesting. Which also I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think it like definitely it's helping to push people toward games, and it's like not pushing them away.
Right, it's not pushing gaming consoles.
Yeah, it's building the community.
Right, it's not pushing because that would have pushed gaming consoles outside of the affordability for if not a lot of, or well, definitely for a lot of people, if not most people.
Yeah, because like consoles, you get them for kids,
right, and they're already pretty expensive by themselves without any additional tariffs attached to them. So, good thing that didn't go through.
Yeah, that's good. I guess kind of something connected to that. I want to keep on the legal route.
All right.
Was the like loot box gambling news, whatever? I didn't really understand it, but you got the gist of it really quick. Yes, I just don't do. I don't really do legal stuff. I'm terrible with it. I just can't comprehend it sometimes. But
says the man who reads legal documents all the time. Apparently.
What?
I thought you did that. I thought that
I read legal documents. Oh, you mean the terms and service before you get the application thingy?
Okay, I have no idea then. All right.
Before you like the terms and agreement before you like usually you just like scroll through it and then you hit the check mark that says you read it and then you're like, yes, I read it. I actually read through some of those sometimes. It's really interesting.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot more that you wouldn't expect.
I've never done that. Never once in my life.
It's interesting. You should try it.
Since you want to change up my direction of the discussion,
well, I'm keeping the flow going.
The Washington bill in the state of Washington. This was introduced Thursday into the state house. That games that have virtual items that they wouldn't be counted as gambling, basically. So, in other words, games that have like loot boxes, kind of like Overwatch or what are some like Call of Duty, since the items in the loot box are only virtual items that don't have real tangible value, it wouldn't be counted as gambling per se. So like games with like CS:GO and even loot boxes in general have started to cross the line of like people have been concerned that hey, this is gambling, especially CS:GO with
I was about to say, so are CS:GO skins like done for? Because that's a huge business.
So this is only in the state of Washington, right? So I don't know where Valve is located. Okay. So, but if this bill goes through, a lot of gaming companies will probably flock to the Seattle and Washington area so that they can have like normal loot boxes, kind of like what we see with Overwatch or Call of Duty or other. I can't think of any other loot box games. But if this bill Siege, Siege, that they're alpha packs. But if this bill does not go through, Washington will be losing a lot of gaming business. People will be having to move out. I don't know where they would move, but they just have to move out.
Yeah, that would be really interesting to see.
Which I'm kind of like, I feel divided on the whole loot box issue, right? So like for me, like minimum no pay to win. Like what EA did with like Star Wars Battlefront 2, absolutely not. No. Me personally, I'm okay with things like Overwatch loot boxes, Call of Duty loot boxes, whatever, because they're cosmetic, and I'm not like I could care less what my character looks like. TBH, I mean that's just never appealed to me. Like here, I'm gonna spend money to make my character look cool, even though I'm not really gonna see my character, but everyone else gets to see my character, you know? Like it just doesn't make sense to me. I'm not a huge person on cosmetics in game or in real life. Like I really don't care. If it fits, it ships for me. Okay. So like there's not that gambling aspect to it. I'm not appealed to like, oh, I gotta get that epic skin or that. Like if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't.
Yeah.
And I'll just try harder with like just. As long as I can, is there a way for me to earn it in game? I'm happy. I'm content.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And like, it's not game breaking glitches of like holding things back behind a paywall.
Yeah, I was about to say, you mentioned like just it's just cosmetic stuff, and I was about to be like, wait, but that's what CS:GO does. But then you can't get skins with like in-game currency, so I see what you mean.
Or it's like a huge pain in the butt.
Yeah,
It's either or in that way.
or it's like you have to clock 100 hours just to get like one
chance.
currency. Yeah.
Right. But the reason why I'm divided on it is because this other study that came out this week from Claire Murdoch, who is the mental health director of England's National Health Service.
Yeah.
That's definitely a mouthful. And she came out with a report claiming that loot boxes in games, no matter whether it's just virtual items or if they have tangible value, cause children to be more inclined to gamble, which it definitely makes sense. And so he calls on game publishers to ban games with loot boxes that cause children to gamble and introduce spending limits, which I feel divided about, because at one point it's like loot boxes are fine, but at the other point they're causing gambling. So I guess the decision has to be made of maybe we'll see loot boxes in more like mature games, or at least T-rated games, or have some sort of, even if they're going to be in like Overwatch or like games that aren't rated M, some sort of way to prove that you're over 18 if you're going to buy the loot boxes.
Like the game. Oh gosh, that's gonna be so annoying.
But like we're almost over you're almost over 18, so that wouldn't matter.
But still,
But like
you're
not buying loot boxes though.
That's true.
And so like
does Fortnite have loot boxes? I don't know.
They have battle pass, not loot boxes. That's different, yeah.
Huh? Because I was just thinking, Fortnite is like a rated E game, so if they had it, then they're definitely gonna have to like make some changes.
Right. I mean, that would just help with like controlling spending limits. Like, that's definitely making parents do their parents' job. That's the one thing. But like, if that's an actual concern for the state of us, I think probably that's what's gonna happen sooner or later. Or loot boxes. I don't see loot boxes being completely removed. It's too easy of a moneymaker to be able to help. Whether it's to help fund campaign or gaming companies or not, it's a way to make money. It's a way to make money easy.
And like, so, part of the time, whenever a game goes out, and like there's like usually there's the $60 price cap, but it's like most of the games that come out nowadays, they make their money off of those transactions. Like, they don't get it just off of their sales of the $60 game. Because even if they sell like X amount of copies of it, it still doesn't cover the budget. What they're really relying on is those in-game transactions.
Well, I wouldn't say that. So like,
really,
see, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't see budgets, and I don't know where money's going to. But if you really think about it, think about games like Skyrim, Witcher 3.
Oh yeah,
you legit have thousands of possible gaming hours that you buy for $60. No extra DLC, no loot boxes. You pay that flat $60, and that's
DLC
it
for Skyrim.
For most of the game. Oh my god. Okay, fine. Witcher 3 then. I'll stick with Witcher 3. Witcher 3, thousands of hours of gameplay, or there's probably at least good 1,000 hours of gameplay in it that you pay for $60 up front, and that's it. They're not making any additional money off of you. Once you pay that $60, that's it. So if gaming companies can make huge, absolutely huge games with tons of cinematics, different levels, characters, and all that, like, which is prevalent in Witcher 3, I'm pretty sure games like Call of Duty isn't hurting or needing battle pass money. Or maybe like Overwatch I could see, because they've been out for a very long time, and even the gaming price at this point is so low, like it's $20, like normal value, it not even on sale. Right? I don't know if
wasn't it $30 at first or something.
But still, even like $30 for an online game like that. I guess for like that type of game, that makes sense because they're constantly adding additional content.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
It's just interesting to think of, like, really big solo campaign games can survive, but yet multiplayer games can't? Question mark.
Yeah, or like.
Or they're saying that they desperately need, in quotations, this money. So I feel like it's definitely more that they just want to make money than they definitely need it. They might need it, but, like, I don't know.
And the other thing with that is, what if it's like an indie company where they really do need that money? And then they'll get screwed over by the like the big companies being greedy.
Right.
If we put something into effect there.
Right.
It would be terrible.
Yes, and so circling back around, since we went through all of my loot box content before going through all my Xbox and PS4 content. Came out. A developer came out recently, and he stated that the next gen consoles of Xbox X and PS5 will not have as great as a graphical jump as previous generations, but instead an emphasis on the mechanics of the console that will allow better designed games will be in these new consoles.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it sounds interesting because, like, I guess with all of us and all of us who've lived through the gaming of the past 20 years, there's always been a huge graphical jump from like there's a huge graphical jump from Xbox to Xbox 360.
Yeah,
that was huge. And then you went from Xbox 360 to Xbox One.
Dude, biggest transition was like SNES to N64 from like 2D to 3D.
Yeah, true. Yeah, even then. But I'm talking about more like in the light of Microsoft and Sony. Because Microsoft and Sony didn't exist then.
Well, I'm a Nintendo boy, so...
But like, Switch isn't even releasing anything this year. They came out with that too. I saw that.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they're not.
The rumors about the Switch Pro were not true. Oh man.
Yeah.
I really thought they were gonna do that.
No.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Like I said, Sony.
It's not really needed though.
Sony. What do you mean?
A Switch Pro would not really be needed.
Yeah, that's probably the thing that they're thinking of.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. So why would they do that?
Yeah. Anyways, so it'll be interesting to see. Like he says, not as much. So there will be some sort of graphical update, of course, because there has to be. But it'll be interesting. I think in light of that, it'll be interesting to see how far games will go in the next 10 years. How far can we get? Or how far can we go? Because we're already pretty lifelike in most of the newer releases. So it'll be interesting to see how game companies and consoles will innovate different ways to keep upgrading their equipment. So I think they kind of got it covered here with being able to support more complicated games. So like more complicated AI, even though they might not look as good, they'll be able to do more, interact more with the player. So it'll be interesting to see what type of games and projects come out with
I wonder if they'll have RTX, like with the ray tracing.
Maybe.
That would be cool to see. I would love that in a console. That would be so exciting.
Definitely, yes.
Oh man, to see some console to see like some really pretty games like maybe Final Fantasy 15, Shadow of the Colossus, stuff like that. With ray tracing,
Just
like especially the Sony console exclusives.
True, yeah.
That would be so cool.
See Spider-Man and ray tracing.
Anyways, that'd be so cool.
All right, so this is more of an interesting opinion article I saw. It's from Forbes, and the author he was writing an opinion article on who he thinks is going to win the next console war. So so Xbox Xbox 360 definitely won. However, the tides switched when Xbox One and PS4 came out, because PS4 definitely dominated Xbox One.
Oh yeah,
like it was just better overall. Even though I don't own a console myself, I haven't owned a console in like a decade, I feel more inclined. I prefer Xbox, and I know PS4 won. So it'll be
Wait, what did you just say? PS4 won?
Yeah, PS4 won between PS4 and Xbox One.
I thought you said PS4 won.
No, PS4 definitely beat Xbox One.
Okay, yeah.
And this, it's like, what was it, 7 years ago, 6 years ago at this point?
Something like that. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while since new hardware has been released. So he predicts that the PS5 is going to win. There's a lot of factors that he said. Like he said, like more people own PS4, so it's obviously gonna be easier to upgrade to PS5. But that was not his main, I guess, piece of evidence. The reason why he predicted this is because Xbox is coming out with a feature to where all future Xbox games will be supported on PC as well.
Oh, yeah, that'll kill a console real quick.
But the thing is I think Microsoft is actually being smart about this. Because PC is such a huge aspect of gaming at this point. Like, it's growing more and more. If you really think about it.
Yeah.
And so Microsoft is opening itself up to where, you know what? We lost the last console battle, right?
Yeah. They're aware.
But okay, maybe we lose a couple thousand people buying the consoles. We'll get the millions of PC players to buy our games.
Yeah, I can see that.
So
Especially because there's like so many new people coming to PC in like the last like 5 years even.
right, and so I think Microsoft is not necessarily being stupid, but they're going. Winning the hardware battle isn't the point at this. It's being able to make content that everyone can play.
Yeah, I feel like because the hardware is we've kind of reached a point where you can't. I guess you can't really go much further. Like there hasn't been huge jumps recently. There's been like small jumps, but not big jumps. So I think they're taking the smarter route with going with more complex content rather than hardware.
Even the hardware is needed for complex content. That's why we're
Well,
getting a new Xbox this Christmas.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's not that much, like, graphically.
Not graphically, but just in different
Yeah,
areas, like
yeah, yeah.
like we talked about. But I think Xbox is looking at the greater vision of going that selling Xboxes this Christmas is what going to make them money. Being able to sell
The
games to more
yeah.
people over the next 6 years is going to make them money overall, make them more money. Not to
Yep.
say that Xbox One isn't going to sell, because it definitely is. But it might not sell as well as PS5. But the games, I'm predicting that the games themselves that Xbox and Microsoft come out with are going to sell better and sell more because they're opening themselves up to about triple the market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I'm excited.
it'll be interesting. This
consoles are gonna be
Christmas
so
is going to
weird.
be interesting. Can't wait to get my hands on Halo. Halo Infinite. Let's
Oh,
go.
yeah, you're right, you're right.
I know. I'm right.
Speaking about, can I move on in my own way?
Okay.
Or,
all right.
right. Speaking about like popular console games, Rocket League actually dropped support for Mac and Linux platforms.
Only for the online modes. There's
For
still
the online mode,
There's
yeah,
still
yeah.
offline modes, but online modes, Mac.
It's gone. Which honestly, it was like a small player base anyway. It was like, I think less than 5%, but it's still very interesting that was like one of the main like out of all the games that you could play on a Mac, like in my experience, that's the most popular one I've seen.
Yeah, because it's
So-
not Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly. and instead, it's the reason that they're doing this is because they're moving to 64-bit and DX11, which will be interesting because that means like better optimization overall, which will be that would be nice because better optimization is always nice.
Pretty.
Yeah. You have anything you want to talk about? Because I have my stuff that I want to talk about.
Oh yeah, continue on. Keep
Oh, you
going.
want me to keep going?
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
we're still going.
Well-
still rolling.
In case you guys, if you live under a rock, then you would have heard on Tuesday, Billith was released to Smash. And I honestly love Billith. I think that everyone's like complaining right now about how Billith is like overpowered or whatever. But honestly, we kind of saw the same thing when Banjo-Kazooie came out and like a couple other DLC characters. I think that people are just kind of freaking out because they don't really understand or know the mechanics of the character.
Okay, so for
But I think Billith definitely has some potential. Billith isn't broken, but he is pretty spicy, not gonna lie. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Panasonic.
Panasonic Blu-ray.
Yes,
Yeah, I will
okay,
agree
so-
with that.
I guess for maybe more for me and not necessarily our viewers, but possibly our viewers, who the heck is Billith?
Billith is the new character in the Fire Emblem series, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so
Yeah, so it's a Fire Emblem sword boy, or girl.
sword boy is it? Oh, boy. or
It's
girl?
one of the. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
Robin. Yeah.
Ah, nice.
But honestly, I'm not even mad. I love sword characters, so
So
you know
so
what?
what
People
makes
can rage at me if they want to complain about sword characters, but I love them.
of course. So what makes him it different than other sword characters? Like, is there something in particular that everyone's going, oh, it's completely broken about her?
I haven't seen much honestly because I haven't been able to play it. But the one combo that I saw was I think an up A attack maybe that like extended the sword and it killed like a Donkey
Oh.
Kong in I don't know from 0 and then it just he comboed up into the air and pushed him out the top right side of the screen, which I mean it seemed a little overpowered, but it also felt like the setup was very hard, so I don't know. I feel like they're pretty balanced, I'm not gonna lie. It's just like maybe some little things need to be changed, but overall I think it's okay.
I'm not a super huge Smash person, so I'm lost in
You're
this
just
bit.
overall not a big Nintendo guy. That's why I'm doing this
Well,
stuff.
I mean, I used to be a big Nintendo guy. Like,
Really?
yeah, we'll see. Like, so when I grew up, when I was like a kid, whatever, we had an Xbox 360. That was my first console, and so that's kind of why that's where I kind of got my inclination to Xbox. My parents never got a PlayStation or whatever, and then it went from like we had Xbox for like good 3-4 years, and then we got the Wii, and we had the Wii forever. I freaking love the Wii. So that's where I kind of got my Nintendo love. So I played like a lot of Mario games. I'm really good at Mario Kart. I still have to race John and beat him and show him who's boss in Mario Kart.
Sure, buddy.
But so yeah, so I played like a lot of Super Smash. I didn't get to play Super Smash Bros. That was the one Nintendo game my dad wouldn't let me play because it was too violent.
Oh, because it was rated T, wasn't it?
Rated T.
Yeah,
Brawl
violent. Was rated T. Yep, I remember
Super Smash
that.
Bros. Brawl rated T, too violent for me. Well, we had a copy of the game. Like I can't remember if like we went and bought it from a GameStop or if my grandfather bought it for me for like my birthday or Christmas. It was one or the other. But like we got it, and I remember playing it for a couple days, not really sure what the heck I was doing, and then I was like, too violent. Took it away from me, and like I can't probably like shoved it in his closet until he threw it away or something.
Wow.
So yeah, I love Mario. I just never got to play Smash growing up, and
gosh.
Like picking up with like how popular the Switch has been, how easy it's been to play. I begin to learn, and I'm not terrible, but I'm not good. I'm like somewhere in the middle. I can hold my own.
You're okay.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I just have not been able. I like didn't grow up being able to play Super Smash Bros. Brawl. So I've kind of like here I am, an adult figuring out how to play a freaking kids game. Like, let's go.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I put a lot. Me and my brother put a lot of time into Brawl. It was pretty ridiculous and weird. Because Brawl is like one of the worst Smash games, but for us, we didn't care because it was all that we had. And I don't know, there's too many good memories of Brawl for me to be a good judge on like how good it is.
But hey,
I'm very biased.
If any one of you want to go head to head in Tiger Woods 2006 PGA golf game on the Xbox 360, call me.
Wow, what a challenge!
I know, what a random challenge. But hey, you know what? There's part of my childhood for you. Wow. Hitting putt with Tiger Golf. Yep, it's a great game.
That reminds. Gosh, that's like taking me back. I actually remember getting Smash. My mom saw that it was like rated T, and she was like, "I don't know if this is good for you guys to play." And me and my brother were like, I don't know if we like looked up gameplay or like how we proved it to her, but somehow we like proved to her that like, oh, it's not that bad. And like, because there was no blood was the main thing I think that we argued. We were like, oh, the characters fight each other, but there's no blood. And she was like, okay.
What made it T? I'm not exactly sure.
I think it was just because it was violent. It was like people hitting each other, and also they went kind of more realistic. That was the more
so
because all the textures
were more realistic with the textures, and so it made all the punching seem
no, not all the punching, because the punching was still pretty cartoony.
Right.
It was just like like Mario's overalls. You can see it kind of in the opening cinematic, where his overalls actually have like texture and it looks really real, and so it was like that.
No, my
point I don't know how to
like,
describe it.
Like, do you think is there a huge distinction in the animations between like what was Super Smash Bros. Not Brawl, but the Ultimate. What was the Ultimate rated? Wasn't it E?
Ultimate?
Or, yeah. What was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate rated?
I don't know. I think it's teen as well.
Is it?
We'll Google it. Hold on.
This is
like
interesting.
Ultimate, like which
the newest one.
The
newest one. Okay, yeah. The one that released to Switch.
Super Smash Bros.
Ultimate age rating. Age rating.
Boom.
Is
I'm pretty sure it's rated T. Whoa, what the heck?
It's rated E10. It's rated E10. Yeah.
What?
That's what I was saying. Okay, so that's what my point was. I was pretty sure it was rated E10.
Huh.
But what I was saying was Super Smash Bros. Brawl's more realistic textures. I'm backtracking. You ruined my thought.
Oh my god.
Do you think the animations and the fighting is that different from Brawl to Ultimate?
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. Because Ultimate made it, I guess, more cartoony, but the fact that it's just like a console generational jump made the like everything look more realistic anyway. But it was it. I guess it is more specified that it's like cartoony kind of fighting. So
Right, and so that was my point.
Eh.
Brawl's probably more realistic look on the characters, probably
Yeah, you
pushed it over the T edge, which is why it was a very light T. 'Cause
Yeah, it was a very light T.
doesn't deserve a T rating. Even
The only thing that I can specifically remember that like looked that crazy and realistic was like maybe the bombs, like the explosions. That was it. That was the only thing I can really remember.
explosions rated T.
Yeah, that's like the
Rated
only thing I
T
can think
for
of.
realistic
that would be that
explosions.
Bad. You know, because there was no blood,
Imagine
and
if
that
they-
was like that was the main thing with our household was like if it doesn't have blood, you can play it.
until then you grew up and we started playing Call of Duty and Rainbow Six Siege and
Exactly.
Doom and fun stuff.
All that fun stuff, all that good stuff.
Adulting is fun.
Adulting is so much fun. Speaking of Siege, by the way,
Oh yes,
there was a new Siege update.
New Siege update. So Echo has been nerfed. His yokai drone can be hacked by Dokubai. So basically, you can have the Echo drones be just hanging cameras for you to be spied upon if you're defending.
Can you move them?
Nope, you can't move them.
Okay.
But they're like hard
Or
to see anyway.
They're good, yeah.
They're like pains in the butt even for attackers to find. So
Mhm.
like they're just gonna be stuck up there, and when Dokubi hacks, you have additional cameras. So it'll be interesting to see that. And then Ying is getting a huge buff with her Candela sticks or
Candela,
balls?
yeah.
Candela, whatever. They roll now, and you as Ying can see them as they roll, so you can see like, oh, that room was properly flashed instead of kind of guessing. I guess that was
Wait, what?
So, like,
wait, can you like see the
you
like
can
an
see
outline?
you can see the outline of the
Ah.
Candela rolling, so you can see. Oh, okay, it made it into that room because I guess that was a huge thing for Ying players. I don't play Ying. I don't have her. I don't have any inclination.
I've
to
never
want
really
her
played Ying, so I don't.
Candela.
I
So,
kind of don't care.
I can't
but
really
I can
relate to
see,
that.
I can see how that would help.
but also in these patch notes, I guess they included that they are going to be nerfing Legion some way,
Oh yeah.
which is desperately needed.
I'm so sad.
I know, but like.
No, not my boy.
My Jackal got nerfed. It's time for your Legion to get nerfed. All right, buddy.
Come on, man.
It's your turn. It's your
I'm
turn to
sad.
hurt.
I'm crying. This is unfortunate. I hate it. What are they even gonna nerf? Do you think the poison damage?
Well, like there's so many different variants of ways that people have talked about them nerfing it. So some different ways that I've heard is that making the goo traps more obvious,
That would
reducing the damage,
Yeah.
taking away Legion's ability to see where his goos are at all times.
be good. What? That's dumb.
Well, it would take away. You would still have like hear the sound, but you wouldn't be able to go, oh, someone just walked right there in that one room. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, because like the traps are powerful in themselves, they take away 5 health. You can't sprint, and if you leave them in there, they'll continue taking away damage. So
Yeah.
it's something. So like they're just his character design is just, if you can use him decently, he's just way too OP.
Yeah.
He really is.
Honestly, I feel like a good way to nerf him would to be to make the taking out the goo needle faster. Maybe that would help, honestly.
That wouldn't be changing him enough for what
You
people
don't
want.
think?
I don't think so.
Aw,
That wouldn't
man.
change the meta.
I just want him to be so powerful.
Just email Ubisoft.
I'm gonna email Ubisoft. Hey, make the Legion goo mine take out animation faster.
That still wouldn't like change the big problem of Legion
Yeah.
being able to deal damage and to see where you are.
Yeah, well, okay. The see where you are thing I think is okay, but the damage, it's a little high. Damage is a little bit
and the
high.
goo mines being hidden is just a pain in the butt. Like,
Yeah,
even as like a defender, I'm like, is that a goo mine right there?
yeah,
Should we shoot that?
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like they shouldn't make them like not invisible. Like they should keep them how they are, but make them like more distortion in the like effect that it makes, so that you can really see. So that's like it's mostly transparent, but you can see like all the waves or whatever.
Are there any other characters that you should think that need to be nerfed or
They need
buffed?
to be nerfed.
Nerfed or buffed in Rainbow Six Siege with the current meta?
Ooh, I don't.
This is an interesting question.
Honestly, I kind of think Callie, because her gun is so powerful.
What do you mean, bro? You think she should be nerfed?
Yeah, because her gun is one
Nah.
shot and then you down them.
Right, but like I was looking at for Callie and Wami's like stats rating. They're not picked. They're barely picked
Really?
because she's only good in long distance shots.
I've seen her used so many times in close quarters, though.
But still, though, it's a pain in the butt. It's really like it's so much easier to use a regular gun.
I don't know. Well, if that's the case, then I
I
have
kind
no
of like
qualms. I feel like they've reached
like-
a pretty good equilibrium.
to think that we're only halfway with the operators being added, though. That's the crazy
Yeah,
thing for me.
that's
Where do you? This is another
Where do you
interesting
go?
question. Where are they gonna go with this?
I don't know. Ugh.
It'll be
It's
interesting.
exciting.
Well, I think it's exciting but nervous for me because, like, they've already started reusing character assets. If you really think about it, like Zafia is basically a copycat Ash, except better. It's Ash
Yeah.
2.0.
Yeah.
Wami is just a Jaeger 2.0.
Yeah.
And so my fear is that with the addition of the, I guess 24 or 48 more operators coming, or 24 more for offense and defense, whatever, is that they're just going to start copying and making better older operators, and it's going to make the older operators not
Like
playable, obsolete. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what I'm a little sad of. Like, I don't want Sledge 2.0 to come out.
Yeah.
Please no. Like, I want
don't-
my Sledge Boy.
I see what you mean with Wamai, because I guess the main difference between Wamai and Jaeger is that like Wamai has a limited amount of them, but it's still enough.
What do you mean
It's
Wamai
enough.
has a limited enough? They keep spawning like Legion traps.
Do they not end?
No, I don't
Legion
think
traps
so.
End.
Or maybe they do, but he has more than 3. He has more than 3. Jaeger only has 3.
Yeah, but they shoot like multiple things.
I mean, like Wamai is like a better version of Jaeger
I guess there's like
in some
trade-offs,
ways.
but they're not enough.
Right.
Yeah.
And Wamai has one of the most powerful assault rifles. He's the second. He's just like Jaeger with an assault rifle with the AUG, right?
Oh,
the AUG's
yeah,
the
yeah.
AUG's a rifle, right? I
Yeah.
think so. Sounds right.
Does the AUG get ACOG on him?
No,
Or
no,
Okay, good.
because he's a
Because I remember IQ has ACOG, but no. Okay,
Thank
that's
goodness.
good. Yeah,
we don't
not
need-
another
yeah,
not
I mean,
another Jaeger.
we've not seen Wamai spawn peeking, so you can't. You should know this. Just
Well, I'm
logically
sorry.
deduct,
Well, I don't know.
because if he had an ACOG, they would be using it. They'd be abusing it, not even just using it.
That's true. Yeah, interesting.
So another interesting news of game streaming.
Ooh.
Activision has signed an exclusive streaming deal with YouTube after their contract with Twitch ran out.
Oh yeah.
So all future Call of Duty League, Overwatch League, Hearthstone, and League of Legends will all be on YouTube and no longer Twitch.
it's not Hearthstone. It's Hearthstone.
Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what?
I
So
know you just don't
it
know
was
how
two
to pronounce.
2 years ago. Activision signed an exclusive deal with Twitch, and the 2-year contract went up, and they switched to YouTube for, we're not sure, specifics of the contract haven't
Oh,
been
shoot.
released. But is Twitch losing its relevancy?
Honestly, it is compared to like maybe like a year ago, but honestly, I feel like Twitch blew up and now it's getting back to normal. Is what kind of happened, because nobody really knew about Twitch, and then like Fortnite and Ninja and like all these big streamers and stuff like like early 2018-ish, like Twitch really blew up. And like it's kind of been exploding ever since, and now things are starting to calm down. So I think things are going to kind of normalize again on Twitch. I don't think it's becoming less relevant. I think it's just kind of normalizing.
And is this going to open the way for YouTube streamers to pop up?
Ugh. I honestly, I kind of hope not, because every time I go onto a YouTube, well, okay, you know what? No, I'm gonna change my opinion on that.
Oh, whoa.
Honestly,
Flip flopping right here.
Twitch streams, I have more fun on. YouTube streams are what I go to whenever I want to just watch something. Like Twitch streams, I'll like get in and I'll interact with chat. YouTube, I'm just like, it's YouTube. No, like I don't I don't respect YouTube enough as like a streaming platform, because I see it as a video platform instead. Twitch is like a solely dedicated streaming platform where it's like you can 100% go for streaming. Meanwhile, YouTube, it's like they stream, but then they also make video. I don't know. It just feels like there's a divide. Plus, Twitch chat and YouTube chats are so different. Twitch chat's like it's pretty toxic. It can get really toxic at times. And then YouTube chat, it's just like I don't know. They're just too innocent almost.
It's too clean.
It's too clean. Yeah. Meanwhile, Twitch chat has like some nitty-gritty to it, which I like.
Yeah, it's always fun to mess around in Twitch chats. But speaking about YouTube, what do you think about the whole demonetization that's been kind of happening with YouTube and changing all of their regulations and rules and standards?
What you mean the stuff that's been happening for like the last 4 freaking years? I think it's
infuriating. No. It's gotten bad over the past like month, maybe month or two. I can't remember when exactly they rolled out new regulations.
The COPPA regulations.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was about a month or two ago.
Yeah, like I said, it's gotten really bad over the last month or two.
Honestly, it hasn't been as bad as like the first adpocalypse, which you don't even really know YouTube history, so you don't even know what that is, do you?
Nope, not at all.
Ah, gosh. Okay. So I'm going to have to give a little background on this. YouTube's adpocalypse was when advertisers first like started watching videos and they were like, "Oh, I don't want my ad on this," you know? Because
Okay.
like maybe the YouTuber would like say something offensive or I don't know, whatever. Or like they don't like the content. So they would like take their ad off or something, or YouTube would deem the video like not suitable for advertisers. And it killed it. It killed it so hard. So many YouTubers got hit by that. It was really really bad. And that's been going on like since 2016 at least, I think. It was pretty bad. Einsig in chat. Hello, what's up? YouTube is supposedly better for people who have never streamed before because new streamers get more features that new Twitch streamers don't, like full quality options. Yeah, I can see that.
So my problem with YouTube, the demonetization is, okay, I get the whole ad thing. Ad companies don't want to support like content that's degrading or
let's get an example. I want a specific example.
Like a video that has the F word in it. Like
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
like
that
I
works.
understand that.
Yeah.
My problem is there's no standards. There's no posted standards of what will get you
Yes,
demonetized.
Yes.
And so like for YouTube and copyright in YouTube, if you like upload a video and it contains copyright, the YouTube software will go, "Oh, okay, at minute 1 of 54 you had some copyrighted music playing. Oh, okay, I'll edit that out real quick." With the demonetization, there's no like, "Oh, you said the F word at 5 minutes in your video. You talked about violence for too long, or you showed too graphic images." They just go demonetized, and you're not explained why at all. That's my problem. They need to be clear with their standards so that they can be held accountable for what they're counting as demonetized and monetized.
That's true. It actually has gotten better. It used to be that they would give you literally nothing. They wouldn't give you a timestamp. They wouldn't give you like an audio, like nothing.
They don't. They still don't.
They do.
For demonetization, they don't.
They
They don't.
Oh,
at
that's
all.
right. It's for the copyright.
For copyright,
claims.
they do.
That's
Not
what they do.
not for
yeah.
not demonetization.
Einsig again in chat says you also basically get to keep your VODs for as long as you want, and streams can be buffered for people with slower connections.
Okay, so interesting. Like I've been kind of new. Like I'm still kind of new to this watching streams. It's not something I do regularly, but most of my friends and people I associate with do it on Twitch. One thing that I've noticed that's kind of upset me is that Twitch, for me at least, is a lot more buggy with its streams than I have had problems with YouTube.
That's true.
YouTube streams have been way much clearer, and I've not had to refresh my page every 5 minutes, which
Yes.
is just a pain in the butt. I think that's part of the reason why Activision switched over is because YouTube and Google just has way much better technological support for
Yeah, I was about
huge
to
streaming
say.
events like Overwatch League, Call of Duty League, which is going on or is happening. I don't know with all that, but it'll just be interesting to see what happens as YouTube enters this field that Twitch has kind of had a monopoly on for the past couple of years. I mean, there's not been too many serious
Yeah,
competitors to
that's
Twitch.
true.
There really hasn't. This is
But
kind of the one. This is the site that you go if you want to watch someone stream. You come here. You don't go look YouTube.
yeah, exactly.
And so
This is like the way that it used to be was streaming and videos were totally different
right,
because you had Twitch for streams and then YouTube for videos, and I kind of want to keep it that way. But like
there's
I can
too
also
much.
see
There's too much money in streaming for YouTube and
to
Twitch
ignore it.
for YouTube and Twitch to keep straight like that. So
Yeah,
YouTube is
yeah.
definitely going to get in the streaming business, and
And
they
then-
have been trying.
And the thing is that you said about the like the it's clearer on YouTube or whatever. That's just because YouTube has more money.
Yeah,
And it's just so it's definitely a bigger company thing.
the site just works better in my
Yeah.
experience.
Which Twitch has been undergoing like a lot of changes and a lot of good ones at that. Like it's so much better than it used to be even like half a year ago. Like whenever they mega changed the like the what is this even called? The stream manager, the dashboard, that stuff. And I think it was at the last TwitchCon where they like redid the logo. That was whenever they really did like huge changes. And oh, there was also the like advertisement thingy or whatever where like affiliates would make money off of advertisements or something, which no. I've not made a single penny.
Dude.
But like that was a huge change. So I think what's happening is like Twitch is kind of in YouTube's shadow right now. So they're kind of copying a little bit, but it's in the best ways.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, and so our last piece of news that we have is the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DX releases on March 6th. This is something I
Yes!
have absolutely no idea. So
This was something that I picked out.
okay, so
because-
what the heck is Pokemon? It's like I understand Pokemon. I've
Uh-huh.
never played through a Pokemon game, but I like
Which
understand
you should.
the basic like what you do. I get it.
Yeah.
What the heck is Pokemon Dungeon? How is it different? Or Pokemon, I'm sorry, Mystery Dungeon. And how is it different from like normal standard Pokemon?
Okay, so Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, what this is, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DX, is it's like a remake of one of the first ones, I believe.
Okay.
And what it is, it's more of a strategy game. So the plot of the first one, as I remember it, which I haven't played in years, was you as a human get transformed into a Pokemon and you like answer this little quiz to figure out which one you are. You find your partner and then you go through these dungeons, and it's a top-down kind of strategy game. So every time that you move or do an action, everything else moves and gets an action kind of.
Oh, okay. So
like
it's
why-
like an RTS. It's like a board game Pokemon, kind of.
Yeah, kinda.
Okay.
Yeah, you play as a Pokemon. Yeah, exactly. Einsig in chat. Thank you.
Oh, okay. That's cool. So I get to play as Pikachu and
Yeah,
move around one
It's-
square every my turn and
one
attack,
square is
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. I can see
It's-
that. I can see that.
It's a lot of fun, and they haven't really had too much success with that franchise. I think the last game that they put out was on the 3DS, and it was
Oh, wow.
subpar. So
So
I'm excited for this.
Maybe they're
I'm so
testing.
ready.
Maybe they're testing the waters with a remake of the old game to see how they do, like just selling wise. If there's some sort of an interest out there, so if there is, that we might be seeing, I don't know, or some sort of revival for this.
I don't know.
Pokemon
I kind of want to
Mystery
make you
Dungeon.
take the Pokemon Dungeon quiz just to see what Pokemon you are. Because the first time I took it, I got Psyduck.
Oh.
The second time I took it, I got like Mudkip, and I was like, okay, we're cool.
See,
Which Psyduck was surprisingly useful in that game. It was kind of stupid how good he was.
the only thing of Pokemon I know is I went and saw Detective Pikachu, and to be
Oh
honest,
my god.
that's the only thing. That's like the only introduction to the Pokemon universe I have. And to be honest, the only reason why I went and saw that movie is because it had Ryan Reynolds in it. Like I love Ryan Reynolds.
And also because I said it was like stupid good.
Now we'll see. I went and saw it before you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I saw it on release.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't take your opinion too much into account because I knew you'd be biased.
Yeah,
you're a
I was
Pokemon
mega
fanboy.
biased. I
Mega
freaking
biased.
love Pokemon and Nintendo. I love them. Einzig in chat says, imagine Final Fantasy Tactics, but everyone moves during the same turn.
See, I've not
He's
played.
never
I've
played
not,
Final
I've
Fantasy
not,
Tactics.
I've not played that.
He's
so.
a filthy casual. He doesn't know.
Dun dun dun. Okay.
Oh my
Anyways,
gosh.
yes, definitely recommend Detective Pikachu if you are into Pokemon. If you're not, because I, as knowing nothing about Pokemon, very much enjoyed
It's a
the
good movie. Either
It's
way.
a very much fun movie. I like Ryan Reynolds though. So.
And if you really like Pokemon and you're like into it and you still haven't seen the movie, what are you doing? It was so good. Like, it's so cool to see, like, even though the Pokemon were a bit more realistic for my taste, it was still so cool to see like all the like the fields and like when the Pidgey swoop in from like the right to the left side of the screen and they go across like this wheat field. Oh, it's so cool.
Just the one, I mean, I guess it's gonna be a positive and a negative, but my one, I guess, little gripe against the movie is that we're not gonna get number 2, and that's just sad for me. There's not gonna be Detective Pikachu 2.
I don't see where they would even take that movie.
Right.
But, you know.
But I just like Ryan Reynolds, and his character as playing him as Pikachu is funny. That whole dynamic was really cool and cute and funny, and brought some funny moments for me.
yeah, of course. Oh my gosh.
The title of the podcast is Filthy Casuals.
Says Einzig in chat. Yes, indeed. That's why. That's we were making a funny. It's called making a joke, and apparently we didn't do it good enough for Einzig standards. So you know what?
We're
I'm
sorry.
just gonna be salty about it. I'm gonna cry about it. I'm weeping.
All right. So, in conclusion, since we're out of topics,
we're
and
out
we're
of topics, and
practically
we're almost
out of time. We are going to not be on this Twitch. We are going to be on the twitch.tv/Filthy Casuals show. So
starting next week, baby.
you might as well go ahead and subscribe to it now. Follow it, whatever. Follow, like, hit that notification bell, whatever.
Yes, that Twitch does have that.
See,
It's a
I'm
useful
smart.
thing.
Yes, so please do that so you'll be ready for our next episode next week. And if
Will
you
we even have an episode next week? I don't remember.
yeah, it'll be a late night episode. It'll be
That's right.
at 8:30 EST. That'll be our episode time. We won't be doing an afternoon episode because
that's gonna be fun.
Even though
you're gonna come off of a work shift.
oh
aren't
yeah,
you?
I'm gonna be
you're
dead
gonna be
tired.
nice and tired.
I'm gonna be dead tired. But you know what?
It'll be fun though.
It's for the podcast, and yes, we are trying to do this consistently, but we all also human beings with other lives, and we're not getting paid full time for this, so this isn't a priority. But we're going to try and make it happen as often as we can.
Of course.
If you have a question or something you'd like us to talk about, whether it be personally, our opinion on something, or just some gaming topic, please
DM us in Discord. Just let us know somehow. You can even type it in Twitch chat,
yeah,
and we'll take it into consideration.
Definitely,
anything. Just ask us anything about games, our lives, whatever, man. We'll answer it because I don't know.
Because we're podcasters,
yeah,
and
that's what we do.
We need content. We need to talk about something. That's not the spinning, rotating wheel. Just keeps on spinning.
It's not a wheel, it's a disc or a vinyl.
Keeps on spinning, spinning, spinning.
my
See, it
gosh.
gets repetitive. Anyways.
Also, isn't 2 weeks from now? We're not
2 weeks
gonna
from
be filming on Saturday.
We'll be taking a break Valentine's weekend because
or we could. Oh, you know what we could do? We could film it early.
When?
I don't know. We'll have to schedule that later instead of on podcast, right?
No.
No.
We'll see.
Okay,
So,
we'll see. But
recap.
probably Valentine's weekend, we're not gonna make an episode.
Yeah, most
because
likely not. We'll just go with
we
that.
both have beautiful girlfriends, and we need to go and show them our love.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing college visits both those days. Anyways.
Wow.
Bruh.
Tough.
I'll have to figure out something. Still have to figure out something for then. Heart candy, flowers, roses, something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, y'all have a wonderful Saturday, and we'll see you next week. This has been Filthy Casuals for you.
Signing off or whatever.